Hey everybody, Rob here. Today we're going to talk about all the things that you need to do to make an amazing video. In particular, we're going to talk about pre-production, which is all of the things that you need to do before you grab the camera. Then production, which is everything once you grab that camera and you start shooting. And then post-production, which is the process of taking that footage, ingesting it, and making the final product. This is kind of giving you a feel for what we're going to be talking about in this course. And then we're going to go into detail in future videos here with each of the individual steps and explain them a bit further. All right, let's get started with pre-production. All right, now the very first step in this whole process is coming up with your story. What is the idea that you want to make a film about? Oftentimes I will actually take a notebook like this. This is a good way to keep track of your story ideas. I'll write them down here whenever they come to mind, and then I can refer back to them later. The next step is thinking about your audience. Now this is really important because whoever your audience is and how they're going to see it is going to determine how you structure the rest of your film. Now for instance, we actually made all of the videos for this biology textbook in a DVD at the back of the book. So in theory, our audience was students. Also at the same time, our audience was the teachers, because the teachers had to watch the video first, think it was relevant, show it to the students in a classroom setting. Really, we're just trying to make these videos so you can put them into your class, mix up the lessons, make them more effective. If we were making videos for people flipping through Instagram or through Facebook, and we had a picture in our head of who's going to be watching them, we would make very different videos. We have it a lot spicier right at the very beginning, but we had a captivated audience in those classrooms. So do you see how it could structure the rest of your film? Obviously very important. Now I want to bring up clients and contracts. Now obviously you can work with clients and do contracts at any stage in this process, but for me, definitely at this stage we're ready to sign a contract and move forward with the rest of the scripting process. All right, at this stage, it's important to think about how you're gonna tell this story. All of my books on how to make good films. Are you gonna use a narrator? Are you gonna use a host? Is it gonna be first person or third person? Is it gonna be avant-garde? Is it gonna be an indie film? There's so many ways that you could tell your story, but now is the stage that you have to figure out how you're gonna do it. All right, next thing you gotta do is you gotta do your research. You gotta figure out what do people know about this topic, and maybe more importantly, has anybody done a video on it? And if so, how are you gonna make yours different? Now you're ready for the scripting process. Essentially, you're gonna start with a very detailed outline, step by step. And if you're shooting a documentary, you may actually end with that outline. But if you wanna take it one step further, then you're gonna write a detailed script. Now you're ready to wrap up pre-production, and you have to think about everything that you're gonna need before you shoot. That might include, for instance, thinking about your location. You might even want to go scout your location. Then you're going to have to think about all the logistics that are needed to get to that location and make it happen. And finally, you're going to have to make sure you have a good crew in place. All right, at this stage, you're ready to shoot. This is the production process. We have, for instance, Jonas shoots all of our things. I shoot with Leo all the time. He's going to be the talent here. Haley often does a lot of the production. This is how it looks, but there are so many steps involved in making a good shot. I'm gonna kind of glaze over it at this stage, and we're gonna jump straight to post-production. All right, now you have your media. You got everything shot, and you're gonna start the post-production process. Now, sometimes you'll back up things in the field, but say you didn't. This is all your media. You're gonna plug it into your computer, and you're gonna start media managing. This is a really important step. Essentially for us, we're gonna use RAID drives here, we're gonna back it up there, we're gonna maybe make another copy, send it to another location. But from there, that's where our rough cut starts. Oftentimes you'll have an assistant editor or somebody piece together all of the footage so that the editor can go through and start making cuts a little bit easier. But this is where the real art happens. And it's a very difficult process. One of the things that you might do after the rough cut gets started is do narration. For instance, I do that over here. It's actually kind of our closet, but it's also a very nice soundproof room. I have these nice foam pads. I'll record my narration into here and then take it back to my rough cut. Then I drop the narration in, I start adding music tracks, I do color correction, I start fine tuning, I'll start working with the client, I'll send them a copy and say, hey, what do you think about this version? And they'll give me comments, and then we just go back and forth in this somewhat of a dance until we wrap things up. But that's more or less the whole process.
You said that word for word. Holy crap.
This is kind of the first of the series. We have more detailed videos on all of these coming up. So if you're keen on this process, stay tuned. I think you're really gonna like it. That means you should subscribe, first of all. Like this video if you got something out of it. And big thanks to our patrons who are allowing us to take the time to give this information to you guys. And we will get the next one out to you on Tuesday.
Working with the film crew is great. Rob and Jonas are awesome. They bring so many toys out on the boat with us, and lots of batteries too. Nothing ever dies. And they never make us repeat answers to questions or anything. They always they ask you a question one time and that's it. It's done. So it's fantastic.